What's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are still out here in the middle of nowhere in Phoenix, Arizona, and this is the first drive review of this vehicle here, the first time 2023 Cadillac Escalade-V. But before we get into this supercharged on-throttle experience, let's talk about what's going on here. Cadillac, they have decided, as we're moving towards electrification, to lay all their cards down on the table and bring some supercharged performance. Not only with the CT5V Blackwing, but with this first ever Escalade-V. Now, we've already brought you the review in depth, and if you haven't seen that one, watch it at the end of this one, because this, you're here for one thing and one thing only, and that's that on-throttle experience. What I want to find out is by adding a supercharged V8, by having that V8 rumble coming out the exhaust and the whole driving engagement, is this Cadillac Escalade-V, and this particular one is the ESV, the extended version. Is it the ultimate performance full-size SUV, and is it worth the price? Let's go ahead, let's find out what's going on with this Escalade-V. Right off the bat, we know what the style of the Escalade is all about. What makes the V unique, of course, is going to be that V grille. That is that different touch that they have added to all their different V vehicles over the years, from the CTS-V to the Blackwings. On the lower end, you get a whole different front fascia with that large mouth intake to help bring all the cooling for those heat exchangers. As we come around the bend, of course, when we talk performance, not only what's underneath the hood, but you got wheel and tire performance. Massive 22-inch wheels. That gunmetal metallic gray finish really works well with those bright red 6-piston Brembo calipers. You're going to be able to shed speed like a rattlesnake out here in Arizona, shed skin. You got those pizza-sized rotors, and they fine-tuned the whole magnetic ride suspension, chassis bits, dampers, the whole 9 yards to give us that engagement, and that's what we're here for, to get that first drive of figuring out what's going on with this beast. Coming down the side, it's real subtle. You got a massive V badge. You could hang that on the wall in your house as a piece of artwork. Everything else is going to be very Escalade Sport specific with the gloss black touches. Working towards the rear, we're keeping this one a little quicker because we want to go on throttle. Back here, you have an electronic limited slip diff. And remember, power could be sent from the front to the rear, up to over 60% of the power to the rear, to let this thing handle like no other full-size SUV you have driven. And then when we get to the tail end of the business, what are the V touches? Of course, you're gonna get one lasting V badge on the back. Watch out for that badge if you're gonna run this thing at a light. And then dropping our way down, look at that quad tip exhaust. Performance rated, make it loud, make it quieter. I love the way it's got the black chrome finish, nice rounded off square appearance with the diffusers on both sides, but it's gonna let out a rumble and a roar that you've never heard before. Let's go ahead though, let's fire up this beast and pop open that hood and talk about horsepower. All right guys, we got the massive hood popped. You got the V series badge, the V badge there to let you know that this is a true V performance SUV, and that is the performance adder right there. There's that LT4 supercharged V8. You could see the badge. These are built in Bowling Green, Kentucky at the Performance Center. You see the badge with the engine builder's name on it. One engine hand assembled by one individual person. Really gives it that nice touch. What are we looking at? We're looking at a 6.2 liter LT4 supercharged V8. Now what's crazy is, after they boosted the power on the Blackwings, they decided to boost it again for the Escalade. Not just because of the weight, but also air intake and exhaust restrictions. So we're looking at now 682 horsepower, 653 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in this vehicle that weighs over 6,200 pounds is 4.3 seconds. Quarter mile is going to blaze by at 12.7 seconds at 112 miles an hour. And the crazy news is you could tow up to 7,000 pounds. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what are some of the changes for this being a V? You got an electronic limited slip diff that's going to help us get that traction to the ground. You could transfer up to 67% of the power to the rear wheel. So as you're going through your twisty bits in this larger vehicle, you're still gonna get that nice driving connection because of the updated magnetic ride suspension, and you got that air suspension portion to it as well. And if you're wondering, well, where did they get the extra horsepower? It's got a larger 2.6 liter TVS supercharger putting out 10 pounds of boost, and you got launch control. So those are the things that really help elevate the performance of this vehicle. I love the fact that they did not put a plastic cover like they did on the CT5V Blackwing. It's just that massive supercharger in this engine bay. But you know what? Why don't we fire up this large performance SUV and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Escalade-V. They told me I had to do this with my hands. Make the V formation, V for victory, V for supercharged performance. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want one of these, especially this extended version. I could fit my whole neighborhood in there and get them to wherever we're going like that. But how much is it? Because obviously, talking about price, now you can have your Escalade two different ways. Standard length has a starting price of an MSRP of $149,000. This one, being the extended version, is right around $152,000. Let's see quickly what you're getting for the money. To the door panels, obviously that two-tone interior, the dark chocolate brown with the black, very elegant, very sporty, ventilated seats, heated seats. Let's get to that door pocket though, because you could fit a nice large rattlesnake burrito in there and a bottle of Topo Chico to wash it down, and you're gonna get that premium AKG performance sound system. Great tunes, nice little chrome finishes. Now going from the door panel to the dash, the luxury side here, this is the balance that Cadillac had. This is not a Blackwing Escalade, so they had to make sure all the fine luxury was there with the wood finish. I would prefer, like I've said before, the open pore flat wood finish, like a flat stain rather than this shiny veneer. But what you're getting with the Escalade, of course, is 38 inches of OLED display. That OLED, that's double the resolution of a 4K TV. Let me show you what makes V very special. You hit the V button, bam, check it out. Now we're in V mode, and what's great is you could adjust all of the systems to exactly how you want it. Do you want engine shifting to be sporty, or do you want to have it more for snow and ice? I'm going to cancel that because I want it sporty. Engine sound, make it louder, make it quieter. You could go full stealth and be super quiet, but I say piss off the neighbors. The hell with them. They're going to know you're coming and you're going. And even the all-wheel drive system, that is the major difference with this whole system compared to your standard V Escalade. And if you want to see more in depth, I'll leave the link to that review at the end of this one. Of course, we got a backup camera. That's for you to see the competition, the BMWs, the Audis, all of them that are going to be way behind you. And then, of course, we have the V button, which is right here on the center console. Easy to get to. 10-speed automatic. It's going to fire off those lightning fast shifts. More of that wood finish. You got your direct drive control knob, of course, to go through your infotainment if you don't want to touch the screen. Nice little cell phone, wireless charging. The leather is great. And then guess what? You open this up, you got so much felt lining in here. It's like they actually cornered the market for felt lining. USB-C, USB-A, 12 volt, and plenty of room to where you can rock out to your Cadillac while you're at home. So if you want to hear the sound of this V while you're sitting in your house, just put this on and that's all it plays. It's just V8 sounds. That's what I'm talking about. And then the seats. Love the special stitching, different from your standard Escalade, but it's got all the other good touches. Massage seating and 16-way adjustable seats. But you know what? It's not just about this pussy cat soft microfiber suede material, that Alcantara material, and all the speakers in here, over 30 of them. It's about the business end. Get your butt over here because I want to super cruise on throttle all over you. Come on over. All right, guys, come on in because we're about to go on throttle in this Escalade V. I'm definitely making sure I hydrate because I feel like I'm going to be sweating bullets when we do the launch control with this thing. Now, space and seats, you got all your seat controls, easy to get to, massage seating, so you could actually go 0 to 60 in about 4.3 seconds and have a massage getting done. Can you do that at your local masseuse where you live? I don't think so. But I'm 6 feet tall and I could grow even more. I think Shaq would have no problem getting into this thing. Steering wheel, the nice leather. I love the way they did all the design, especially with the V badge. Like I said, the flat open pour wood I think would have been the way to go. So I am gonna zonk the veneer finish, but I love the stitching. You got Super Cruise, that's what that is up top. And then of course you got the metal pedals, not plastic, metal pedals to go up and down the 10-speed. 38 inches, remember, goes all the way to the corner here. So you have your touch screen over here, all the way across. And then for the V, check out that dash. When you're in V mode, you got that tack right in the center. It's gonna rip and roar. Nice, clear graphics and a head-up display the size of a jack-o'-lantern. But why don't we go ahead, let's see where your passengers are gonna scream at the top of their lungs as you're ripping down the quarter mile in this Escalade. All right, guys, this is the type of vehicle that, guess what? You got your performance, but you get to haul the kids to school or your friends to work or just go to the racetrack, even pull your track car with this. That would be one heck of a setup. Now, plenty of space. Love how they mimic the seats up front for the mid-row passengers. You got actually a nice beefy armrest, very proud to say. And then of course, you're gonna have your 2 monitors. You could watch Fast and the Furious. You could watch the movie Bullet, Cannonball Run as you're going to the track. These pockets are great because you're gonna be able to get at least 5 barf bags in there. And your passengers may need it as they're puking because basically when you do launch control, let me show you a simulation. That's what it's like. And that's why you're gonna need those puke bags. They got all their AC controls, heated seats, but no ventilated seats is gonna be a zonk, but you do have all your AC controls plus the connectivity, USB-Cs, HDMIs, and of course, 2 cup holders. And then over here, I'm 6 feet tall. I did not shrink, not yet at least, and I still got plenty of room. Now, we're gonna make this a little quick because this is the on-throttle driving, the first drive. So if you wanna see more detail about the backseat and the cargo, which I highly recommend, hit the link at the end of this one, but watch how I move the seat out of the way for the 3rd row passengers. So you're gonna hit this button, and then you're gonna lift up, bam. Lori now has all of this room to come on in and show that back seat. You got USB-Cs back there, plenty of Alcantara to make any pussycat jealous, and of course space. But you know what? It's about that time. No cargo, we're going on throttle. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's get to it. All right, guys, we're in this new Escalade-V. You ready to go on throttle? Here we go, on throttle! Love the launch control in this thing. Nice shifts, look at this. Wow. It's crazy to think that this over 6,000 pound vehicle with that LT4, with the forged crank, forged rods, just all that performance, and you're getting full-size SUV versatility. You could really see and hear and of course sense the differences between this and say a standard Escalade or even an Escalade Sport. I do love how you're getting all the luxury that you're familiar with the Escalade-V, but it's not like what some would say boy racer. Like, you still are gonna be able to go take this on a hot date, take it to work every day, pick the kids up from school, but you could go to the track, or you could use this as the ultimate track vehicle. Real easy to do launch control. You're just putting your foot on the brake, on the throttle, you release the brake, and then you're off and rolling. Let's do it again. I can't just, it's so crazy, the performance. I gotta show it to you again. All right, you ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah. Those shifts are like getting kicked in the back of the head. Woohoo! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I got my blue towel for this one. We're not in a supercar, but this is a super SUV. Crazy, the performance, the handling, the way they did the magnetic ride suspension. Let's do some more. All right, I really want to showcase the handling, and I know that's crazy to say in such a large SUV, especially one that has a high center of gravity. But what's cool is, like, when you do the launch mode, it actually lowers the vehicle to really get that perfect grip from the all-wheel drive system. We're gonna do a slow roll. Right now I'm doing about 19 miles an hour. On throttle, nice. There we go. Through some twisties. Good feedback coming to the wheel. On those massive Brembos. Shedding the skin like an Arizona rattlesnake. 10 speed, doing a good job. Woo, hard on the brakes. Here we go. Look at this. Wow. It's just crazy, the feedback I'm getting, the way the seats are so comfortable. Look at this. Nice. I love the way that they program the shifts into this thing. It just fires off like a machine gun. And yes, of course you're getting a little bit of body roll, but this thing, remember, it's a large extended version of an SUV. And it's crazy the performance that they're bringing. We got this long right-hand sweeper. Look at this. It's incredible. I'm telling you, I'm running out of adjectives. It's really showing and telling about what the Escalade team at the design studios, the engineers, they are true car enthusiasts, because the way that they balance the luxury side and then been able to make this a true vehicle. This is not just they put a badge on it and you're done. Fancy wheels and a grille. This has all of the bits that fill in the big picture to really make this a vehicle that, guess what? You have a stressful day at work and your boss has been riding you, like, now you can just cut loose and have your on throttle, have that four-wheel therapy, and then guess what? After you blow off the steam, go pick up the kids from school. I love the way the sound, like right now I'm at 45 miles an hour, let off throttle, you're getting some nice pops, some nice bangs back there, really just brings it into a special experience. All right, guys, I changed up the camera view. I want to put you in the driver's seat so you could feel exactly what the on-throttle experience is all about. You can see how in V mode we got everything set up, but if I'm ready, you're definitely ready. Here we go. On throttle, yeah! God, the grip. Just the way that it gets the power to the ground so effectively. And I love that when you do launch control, it lowers the vehicle a little bit and really sends that power to the rear to get that perfect launch. But from behind the wheel, it's everything that you love about the Escalade in the luxury sense, but you're getting the perfect amount of sprinkling of performance. This isn't some watered down version. This is full on 682 horsepower. And it's not just the engine that they dropped in here, it's all the other tuning of all the different bits with the steering, with the brakes, the whole 9 yards. But very controllable and very comfortable. Those are the two big words of the day, and they both start with C. So letter C is special today because you are feeling confident, but you're also feeling comfortable and you're feeling cool. Like, this is one cool luxury SUV. All right, from a slow roll, we're doing about 27 miles an hour. Hard throttle drops down and we are off. God, that shift, I'm telling you, it's like a freaking mule kicking you in the back. On those massive binders. Great visibility out the front. It's crazy what Cadillac is doing the last few years here with their internal combustion engine. And the LT4, I know from my own personal experience in my Camaro ZL1 1LE, is one sweetheart of a powerhouse power plant. And to think that this one is pumping out 682 horsepower is pure insanity. All right, guys, one more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. On throttle, yeah! That sound. I'm gonna hear that in my dreams tonight. Look at this. On those 6-piston Brembos. Magnetic ride doing the business. Oh man, they really have knocked this one out of the park at Cadillac. I know we got to bring this back. I really don't want to, but I'm hoping that this was one hell of a ride. We got to get back to where it all started, wrap it up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day doing our on-throttle driving in this Escalade-V. I definitely got to thank the whole Cadillac team for allowing us an invitation and access to this full-on, full-size, full-performance supercharged V8 of an SUV. Let me know what you think. Is this the ultimate when it comes to that performance SUV? Is it worth the money at the end of the day? Let me know what you're thinking and how you're feeling in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to the supercharged version of a camera person. That's Lori, working that camera like a champ. Show her some freaking love in that comment section, or I'm gonna make you sit on one of these cacti out here. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.